Greetings and Hotep. Yesterday was Sunday, December the 17th, I'm pretty sure. And I just kept hearing the words of my motivational mentor, Les Brown. I kept hearing him say, ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to stay strong. Ask for help and don't stop asking until you get it. So I've been asking greatness to come by and give us another envelope so that we have some more cash. We really need like 4 more envelopes so I can catch up on bills. Now, I kept trying to get myself back to the pool. Now, what's crazy is back to the gym and the pool is this lady came into the pool with me. Her and they look like they're Spanish. This Spanish guy, one was to my, so if you're facing north, she was coming into the pool down the stairs on the west side. He was positioned on the east side of me. I was in the south position, facing north. He seemed like he had something in his boxers. It seemed like it fell to the bottom of the hot tub, or he was repositioning his penis. I don't know which one. But I didn't think that it could have been like a knife or something until I got home and started praying and meditating and decompressing from the day. So yesterday I was yearning for going to the hot tub. So I said, Lord, I'm going to go to the gym and just ask people that are gym members to put $10 towards the $150 that I owe until I pay it off. And a premonition hit me in my brain. And I saw myself in my red, white, and blue Tommy Hilfiger swimsuit. And I had stab wounds. And I was down on the ground bleeding. And so I think God was trying to say to me, I've been saving you, but you keep doing stupid things. Do not go back to that gym or pool until I get these people arrested, because they really are trying to kill you. You think because you're not dead, they're not trying. It's not because they aren't trying. It's because the angels, your ancestors, and me have been protecting you. So now I'm starting to report the sightings of these gang stalkers. Sometimes they're in the same car, but they switch out license plates. So I'm going to report more vigorously to the FBI. So yesterday, we were on our way to the mall and we saw that Olive Green Charger. I think that was it. Again, there's one that has like a swoop at the back, and then there's one that has a smooth back with one of those like kit style fins on the back of it, that the black girl with the long braids, kind of shorter than me, dark like me, she used to meet me at the children's board, regardless of what children's board location I went to, the one on Florida and Fletcher or the one on Palm, she would appear, which makes me think Parisha and Marissa are a part of the gang stalking, and maybe some kind of way they got paid to sabotage whatever I was typing, withhold copies when I was doing my Be My Baby Daddy flyers, so that the kids and I could pass them out and ask people to donate to our baby daddy replacement fund. Those copies mysteriously ended up not in my packet. And then she stopped notarizing things for me. And she kept talking about some kind of church. And I'm like, I'm not a part of a church, so what are you talking about? You can't use these flyers for getting donations for a church. I'm like, what are you talking about? So that's something that the gang stalkers were doing, I'm sure. And I was not a part of that. I'm not a part of a church. Typically speaking, when we go to church because they feed us or it's something surrounding survival. The last church I was a member of is Mission Hill Church in Temple Terrace. And the church I grew up in is Allen Temple African Methodist Episcopal Church. So I'm not, you know, a big fan of joining churches. Usually, if I join a place, I'm going to stay there through the ups and downs. So at Mission Hill Church, I learned about Bible study fellowship and started going to meetings, and that totally changed my life. If Bible study fellowship still exists, you and your children should really get involved in those lessons. I don't know who created that, but an SOS salute to the founders of Bible study fellowship. They made learning the Bible so easy, so fun, and you tend to hold on to what you learn. And so that's where I learned to pray. The prayer where you ask God to return your time to you. And that is a highly effective prayer. So we got to the mall, and whenever I take my girls out, I like to show them a good time. So I pray a lot before we even get to the mall. And then when we get to the mall, I pray that God will open up somebody's heart to help us. So I started asking people if they would buy me and my daughter a plate of food. The girls love Chinese. They love sushi. I mean, I don't know who these children are. I don't even like seafood. And they love all kinds of exotic seafood. So they must have got their palates from their fathers. First couple of people said no. Then a Spanish couple who didn't even speak Spanish said yes. So they got us a 2 entree platter, and Abby wanted an egg roll and 2 Gatorades. So as we're buying this, a black guy comes over, interrupts my order. He's communicating with some black man, and he's saying half and half. And it's like, how is this Negro interrupting my order? So I'm looking at him like, what are y'all doing? So it seems like the Chinese man and this black man may have had some prior arrangement. I don't know what they had going on, but it was affecting my order. The Chinese guy was picking up the spoon and dropping 2 little pieces of the orange chicken on the plate and not really putting much orange chicken on the plate. And I said, I'm so sick of these people. You're paying $10.99 for a plate full of rice, $1 worth of rice, $1 bag of rice. And then they don't want to put good size meat on there. Now, what I do sometimes is I'll stand and I'll watch them fix white people's plates, and they give them full 2 scoops of meat. And then when it comes to my plate, you're picking it up and dropping a couple of pieces, and they'll pick the spoon up like 3-4 times, like you can't see what they putting on your plate. But I made it my business not to complain. I asked them to put some extra juice on the rice because I like my rice covered with gravy or sauce, whatever. And when we get to the end, it's almost none of the orange chicken. He put 1 scoop, 1 full spoon of the bourbon chicken. That was our second meat. And then this black guy is standing behind me, mimicking my plate. So I think what they're doing is sending people to order the same things I order, and then maybe they're using a credit card that has my name. So if you pull the video footage, I'm going to start, I usually do a post. So I didn't ask the Spanish people for the receipt, but with my receipts, I take copies of my receipts so that has the date and time. If you need your receipts for tax purposes, take a picture of them right away and even, take them and get them photocopied, because sometimes people go inside of your phone and steal your pictures, like what happens to me. They steal my content, and that way you can pull up the video footage from the mall, I'm assuming. I don't know how this technology works, whether it's on a loop and after 30 days it starts over, or it re-records every day. But I think if you run a mall, you have to keep what happens in that mall in some kind of video library or something. So you can see this guy behind me. You can see the Spanish people pay for my plate and me leave. You can see the little weird lady that came and stood where I was standing. She was laughing. She was up to no good, I could tell, but I don't really feed into people's foolishness. It's a lot of simple Negroes in the world. And when I say Negro, I mean the definition of Nigger, as it is labeled in the Webster Dictionary: a dirty person with a basically evil, negative, nasty intent, which does not refer to any color or ethnicity. That's what I mean when I use that word. So, after leaving there, Abby was sleepy, so she went back to lay down, and I picked up Angola. We came back out into the world, and we went to Amateur Works. They were caroling out there. It was a bit windy, and before going to Amateur Works, we stopped by Sprouts to shop, and my legs were burning and hurting. There is a lady, she's a tarot reader. I have no cut cards, and she keeps talking about some energy weapon that they angle at you to give you cancer or lupus or some kind of disease. They use this energy weapon, and over time you'll get sick and die. She alleges that this is what killed Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Bernie Mac, like that. Now, whenever I feel this burning sensation, I was attributing it to spell work. Okay? Johnny Will Lofton, now I just went last weekend to his sister Rosetta's house in Ybor City. Is that Ybor City? Over by the new place, Pastor Bernie's church. Ybor Street, over near Ybor Street. And yes, there's a street called Ybor. Some people call it Ybor. It's spelled Ybor. And I found the house because I was on the wrong street knocking on people's doors. I found her house, took a picture, and did like a little YouTube short. The lady across the street said that Johnny died in September, and I asked her if she had an obituary. She said she didn't. She did go to the funeral. I'm trying to find out if he left me my money, because when people get sick, they start wanting to do the right things and they see the error of their ways. So I figured if he got sick, he might have wanted to get me right. He knew he did me dirty and he owed me money, and he should have paid it to me a long time ago, but maybe he left it in the will, right? He might have even sent word for me to come pick it up from him. He's a money hoarder. He wears the same clothes. All he's going to do is buy his 2 half-gallons of Paul Masson, about 50 peach White Owl cigars, a couple of containers. That's every month. So that's his food for the month right there. Now he's going to go to the grocery store and get some Arizona green tea and some sausage, some eggs, some kind of dry beans, and some kind of bones, neck bones, or smoked neck bones, something like that. He's going to make cornbread. He eats maybe once every 3 days, but he going to drink every day, sipping all day. And when he gets hungry, he'll go pull out them beans and soak them. Usually those big, large lima beans. Cook down some smoked meat and throw them beans in that pot. Make some rice and some cornbread, and he'll eat. Put the leftover in the refrigerator. That's going to happen maybe twice a week. Now, I haven't talked to anybody in his family. Eric lives in Arizona with his wife. His granddaughters live here in Tampa. The grandson, I think, moved back to Tampa, the one that's in the military. Let's see, I can't remember that young man's name. Maybe it's Eric Jr. He only has one child. He says he only has one child, but now that I said this to his face, now that he's gone, I can say it to y'all. I really felt like that girl that lived in Brandon with them two babies, them babies was his children. Now, I ain't got no proof. That's Sheila's daughter. And Sheila's daughter had two children. And I always wondered if he fathered those two children. I asked him and he said no, so that don't mean it was the truth. But may his mean ass be resting in peace with his mama, Elise. He spoke of her kindly. He spoke of his daddy kindly. So they're together now. That's if he didn't fake his death, since that's been going around. Back to the day. So I thought that pain came from Johnny Will Lofton because I was talking to him at the Good Samaritan, and he leaned over and touched my thigh because he loves to agitate you and to make you angry. And all of a sudden my legs start hurting. I'm like, now wait a minute, how this motherfucker could touch me and bring pain to my bones in the instant moment? And I didn't know anything about energy weapons at that time. So yesterday when I was in the store, my legs started feeling that pain. So I started asking God, okay, who's here? Is it, what's that old man's name? Mr. John Waldron from J.L. Young. Is it Donnie? And I got that it was John Waldron. Now, I'm saying John Waldron go to sleep about 6:30. And who would John Waldron be? But hell, if he stole them credit cards, he could have helped Margie buy that Cadillac SUV, whatever she bought. He could have helped a lot of people buy cars and just pick up the phone and call and say, I need to go over here, I need to go over there. But whenever I go to Sprouts, this weird thing happens. The cashiers start going into the office and, there's something going on there. So I'm going to find another Sprouts to shop at. And maybe I'll go to all the Sprouts in Tampa, Florida once and just keep moving it. And we can catch the bus to, Pasco, Pinellas, and just move around and get our food from different places.